morning, lads and lassies. Welcome back for a live stream. Sorry, I'm just stretching my leg. How is everybody? Let's check out who's here. It's a bit of a spur of the moment thing, because yeah, it's been one of those kind of months where I just didn't know whether I was coming or going, and so I figured while I had the time right now, I would do a quick live stream before my premiere. So I've got a premiere today. In 1 hour from now, we will have a video all about this guy called Jake the Asshole, who has decided to take on Simon Dan and Creaky Blinder in one extremely confusing video, trying to figure out whether the clips were from the original video or his current video was pretty tough, but it was a lot of fun to make. I'm a little bit sick at the moment. I've got like I don't know, some kind of a virus or something. I'm a bit kind of worn out, and yeah, I lose energy really quickly. So I haven't really been working in the garden or anything. So I've had loads of time to do research and try to catch up with some things and sleep, lots and lots of sleep. So who have we got in the house? We have got Facty. Good to see you, my friend. JL Warren, my old buddy. I hope you're doing well. I did see your super chat the last time that I didn't make it to my premiere. I missed my own premiere twice in a row, I think, because things just come up. I'm like, okay, I'll premiere that at 6 o'clock and I'll be able to be there for my own premiere. And then somebody's like, oh, hey, can you come and, in the last case, deliver a motorcycle for me? I'm like, yeah, fine. That's the thing about being a dude with a van. I've got a big van now, by the way. Having a van and having loads of friends with motorcycles means that you end up being the guy getting sent to pick up engines and motorbikes and stuff like that. So, but I don't mind anyway. Good to see everybody here today. Charlie Welch is in the house, working and lurking under the blood red sky. Makara, good to see you. Kevin Paul, how you doing, sir? I still didn't, the package still didn't come, by the way, just to let you know. Not that it'll, you know how strong those plants are, so I don't think there'll be any issue. Not that kind of plant, in case anybody's wondering. Gosh of Heckfire, how you doing, my friend? They lost my guitar, by the way. The Australian Postal Service sent it to Ireland, along with all my other boxes, and they forgot to put the sticker on it with the barcode that allows it to legally enter the country. So the Irish Postal Service sent it back to Australia. And now it's lost in Australia somewhere. And of course, Australia is nuts at the moment with lockdowns and travel restrictions and postal restrictions. And so God knows whenever my stuff is going to come. I went on, there's a Facebook group called Irish Expats Returning to Ireland. So literally it's just Irish people who moved abroad and are deciding to move back to Ireland after being away for a while. Support for them, you know, figuring out where's the best place to get insurance when you come back. Where's the best place to, you know, book flights and help with rent and things like that. So I checked out that, YouTube channel or YouTube group, I guess. No, not YouTube, Facebook group. And God, I sound like an old person. Get it up on the YouTube. Just Google it on the YouTube, as my dad would say. Anyway, so I went on the group and I just looked up postage or whatever. And there was so many people that had the same issue. And what it was is basically when you send something out of Australia, if it's in a group of more than one box, basically, so any multiple boxes, they just put the sticker on one of the boxes and not the rest, because they all travel together. And in this particular case, one box came and all the rest got sent back, and then the second batch, the first box came and all the rest got sent back. So yeah, and I'm not the only one, so it might take a while for them to actually get, you know, through them all and send them back. But my understanding is that they are reimbursing people for the cost of postage, which is good, because I paid nearly $1,000 to post all of my stuff back. Most of it is stuff that you guys have sent me over the past couple of years. My cowboy hat from Johnny O's in there. My guitar from Gosh of Heckfire. My what else is in there? My Darth Vader helmet is still in there. All of my knife collections in there. Some of my tools are in there. Some of my motorbike stuff. So yeah, there's just so much stuff that's missing right now. Basically all of our worldly possessions besides the clothes on our back and our phones and computers. That's literally, it's literally everything. But you know, we've been having a lot of fun here. Jen just started a new job in a hospital, so she's super happy and tired. So you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, Captain Mulchy, $1,000, $1,000 to send our stuff back to Ireland, and we could have gotten it cheaper if we had gone and gotten a slot on somebody else's shipping container. And in fact, we thought that would be much slower, which it should have been. But evidently, just going through the post was actually way slower. And our stuff is still in Australia and lost. So first they have to find our stuff, then they have to send it to us. And the two boxes that we did receive were destroyed. So much stuff in the boxes were just completely beyond repair. Nothing was even fragile in those boxes, but they still managed to break them. So yeah, it's just an absolute clusterfuck. But it doesn't really matter. We're home now. That's all that really matters. So it's pretty good. Um, for me though, right? So like my tools are all in one box. So if that gets lost, look, tools are replaceable. It's not the end of the world. But what I really want back is the stuff that you guys have sent me. They're the important things, you know what I mean? So yeah, fingers crossed it won't take long. Um, let's see here. Timo says at the moment there's super good fun to be had with customs and on post, which is the Irish Postal Service. I have a parcel in a sorting centre in Dublin for a month now, and this is fairly widespread. Yeah, it is. It is. So just about a month and a half ago, they changed the regulations in Ireland to do with customs, and it all just stems from Brexit, which is when Britain left the EU, which kind of messed up our customs system as well. So yeah, anybody who's sent anything from the United Kingdom or from any other country outside of the European Union has had nothing but nightmares. So yeah, we're all feeling it at the moment. So the sorting center in Port which is like up around the middle of the country, must be completely overrun. And you know, I rang them, and the guy I spoke to was super cool. He was like, "Look, man, I wish that I could fix this right now for you." He was like, "But there's literally nothing that the Irish Postal Service can do on post." He was like, it's just one of these regulations that changed and it screwed up everything. But I was thinking, like, surely they must have some kind of thing in place where they would be like, okay, send out a message. We're changing this regulation to give people a good opportunity to get things in order, basically. Skeptic Dank says Northern Ireland has to complicate everything. Northern Ireland has always complicated everything in every way imaginable. Um, Northern Ireland, where Brexit is concerned, is was a massive concern for me actually, and still remains that way because the reality is, so the Republic of Ireland, where I live, the south, the majority of Ireland is a republic. We don't belong to anybody. We are part of the European Union, but we are an independent country entirely. Whereas Northern Ireland is still occupied by the United Kingdom, so it's part of the United Kingdom, and half of the people up there want to have complete independence, and the other half don't, and it's never going to change. It's always going to be a nightmare up there. But the problem is Brexit, because Northern Ireland left the European Union along with the United Kingdom, despite the people of Northern Ireland overwhelmingly voting to remain in the European Union. Now, I don't have a position on Brexit. I didn't even really look at it. And as much as I tend to look at political stuff as much as possible, I didn't really look at the whole Brexit thing because it didn't really interest me. But then, of course, I realised that it would have an impact on the Republic of Ireland via Northern Ireland. And it certainly has. It has had an impact for everybody up there, and anybody nearby or anybody that needs to travel up and down. Now, there are still like treaties and kind of like agreements in place between the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom where Brexit is concerned. So people from Ireland can still work in the United Kingdom, people from the United Kingdom can still work in Ireland, and anybody who lives in Northern Ireland has free passage to the Republic and vice versa. If you're a citizen of Northern Ireland, you automatically can get an Irish passport, whether you were born in the Republic or not, because the Irish government, for the most part, sees Northern Ireland as an occupied territory. So if you were born in Northern Ireland, you have the right to live in the Republic regardless. So Um, our president, actually, Michael D. Higgins, which is my dog's nickname because he does look like President Michael D. Higgins. And basically, our president is awesome. I've always loved the guy. I've always thought he's really, really cool. Um, he was recently offered by Her Majesty the Queen of the United Kingdom to join her in Northern Ireland for the centenary of Northern Ireland, basically asking the president of a republic where part of the country is occupied to join the occupier's head of state. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of respect for the Queen. I worked for her. I wore her crown on my shoulder. So I've got no problem with Britain. I've got no problem with the Queen. It's not her fault what's happened in Northern Ireland. It's a very complex political issue and religious issue in some respects as well. But and our president respectfully turned her down. He said, "Look, with all due respect, I'm not going to celebrate the partition of my country," and I think that's very reasonable. And I have a lot of respect for him for that. And it would be a different thing if it was like to celebrate the peace process in Northern Ireland, or if it was strictly religious, then fine. But to celebrate the partition of a country that has led to, you know, mass killings, not mass killings in that respect, sorry, but a lot of killings and bombings and things like that. I'm not cool with that. You know, for me, I wouldn't celebrate that. But it's a tough one. It's a very tough political issue. Always has been. Johnny O says, "Why is that chair not shag purple? Because I haven't shagged on it." No, it's this is actually a real sheepskin. Sorry, vegans. I got this in Australia. It's actually made by UGG, which is the company that make the famous boots that I always wear. Genuinely, always wear them to the disgust of my older brother, who does not want to be seen in public with me when I do wear them. So that's actually an UGG sheepskin. I've got two of them, and I've got a kangaroo skin that's going to be going up there as well. My plan though is when I go to IKEA next week, I'm going to get a black one, and I'm going to make this awesome armchair that I bought into a massive throne, basically a demon throne. That's the plan. Anyway, who doesn't want a demon throne? So anyway, let's see. Back to the chat. Skeptic Dank says, "Do you find it offensive that there's a shot called an Irish car bomb?" Um, Offensive? No. I wouldn't find it offensive. I would say that I find it to be insensitive more than offensive. Thankfully, I don't know anybody that was killed in that way or injured or had issues that way. But at the same time, be they Republicans or Unionists, they're first of all my fellow Irishmen, and second of all, they're my fellow human beings. So I think naming anything after a terrorist attack, regardless of the political ideology, and I would say that the vast majority of Irish Republicans, which I need to clarify every time, is different to an American Republican in literally every way. Irish Republicans, for the most part, I would say would be completely against um, that kind of attack. It was a disgusting, dirty scar on our society, on our history, and something I hope that will never happen again. And I really do hope that. But that's a really great question. It's that kind of thing I think is important to talk about. So yeah, I would say insensitive and kind of juvenile more than offensive. But certainly some people would find it very offensive. One of my best friends in the world was a British Marine, Royal Marine, and he served in Northern Ireland, and he had friends that were killed in Northern Ireland or whatever, or at least severely injured. And so he would certainly probably, I would say, find it very offensive. Then again, he is a Marine, so he probably doesn't care really. But yeah, it's a great question though. I appreciate that question. Yeah, Dr. Osiris, juvenile, I think more than anything. I think it shows a lack of sensitivity, and I think I'm assuming, and I mean no disrespect to anybody here, I'm assuming it's an American thing, where it's kind of a joke that wouldn't be made here, put it that way. So I think, yeah, naming anything after a kind of a terrorist attack in a jovial way, not a good look. But I'm not easily offended though. I mean, if a pub was serving Irish car bomb drinks, it wouldn't make me not want to go there. But I know a lot of people that would say, yeah, I won't go to a pub that serves that. I don't think you would find a pub in Ireland that would serve it. It's like in Australia, there's a pub called Fenians, which was used as a derogatory term against Irish people, even though the Fenian movement was the original kind of, not the original, but one of the original Irish Republican movements. So some people would find that very offensive, and others wouldn't. To me, I didn't care. They have the only place in Perth that had decent Guinness, so I wasn't too bothered. Yes, Forrest Pfeiffer. That's a really good point. So Forrest Pfeiffer says, "Were you aware that the DUP elected a creationist as a party leader earlier this year? He stood down now." Yeah, that's right. I can't remember his name. He has a weird name. Uh, Remind me, somebody in the side chat, if you don't mind. But yeah, they elected a creationist. Um, in the North, Unionists tend to be a bit more hardline religious than Republican Catholics. So yeah, I think that that would be very much more likely. And let me see what else here. Are you going to participate in the Pink Beards fundraiser? Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I will have to do it with what's it called? That stuff you can wash out. And what I was going to say is we're talking about doing this Pink Beards fundraiser, and I need to dye my beard pink, but I can only do it for when I'm making videos. So all my videos, I'll have a pink beard. All of my live streams, I'll have a pink beard, but I'll have to wash it out in between. So I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm going to have a pink beard walking around because I've got a few very important appointments. And at the moment, myself and my brother are working on building up a business. So we've got some important appointments there. And so, yeah, I want to look my best in those. So the pink beard might not look great. DUP is the is it Democratic Unionist Party? I think. Oh God, I should know that. Um, Basically, the DUP are the party, the political party. Yeah, the Democratic Unionist Party. So they're loyalists. So basically, they subscribe to being members of the United Kingdom. They are pro monarchy usually. They're not all monarchists. You can be a unionist without being a monarchist, but generally it goes in hand in hand. It's the same as most Republicans are Catholics, for example, but not all of them. Some Republicans are Protestant. One of the most famous Irish Republicans of all time, Theobald Wolfe who is the namesake of the band the Wolfe most famous Irish band ever, probably. He was a Protestant, so it's not a hard and fast rule, but generally speaking, Catholics are Republicans and Protestants are Unionists. That's kind of how it goes. But not in the South. Most people in the South would be Republicans, probably without even really realizing it. So yeah. Anyway, it's a very complex kind of web in Northern Ireland, but it's gotten better. My parents were just up there recently, and they went to the Peace Wall, as it's known, which is kind of ironic because it was a wall that was built, they say, to keep the peace, but really it was to keep people from annihilating each other. Judy Bassett, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much again for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. Johnny O from the plot hole says, "Is Ireland still in lockdown?" Um, no, we still have restrictions. So the lockdown was lifted, I think, just before I came home. They were waiting for me to get back because they were like, "What's the point in going out if the Irish demon isn't around?" You know what I mean? So we do still have some restrictions. So like indoor, you have to wear a face mask, which of course is completely alien to me because we didn't have that in Perth at all, really. Only once or twice for like a few days. So you have to wear face masks inside, social distancing, hand washing. Pubs are open, but it's kind of like you can only drink if you're eating, or else you have to sit outside. But it's been really great to see Cork City, where I live, starting to kind of slowly open back up. And you know, you drive through the city, and there's just great buzz around, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see the buskers out, and we've got some of the best buskers in the world. Like they're just amazing. So yeah, it's slowly but surely opening back up and kind of coming back to life again. But there are still restrictions, but you don't even notice them. The creepy thing for me, I'm just going to be honest because it's all new to me. The creepy thing for me is being asked to show a COVID passport before I even go in and have a sandwich. I get the reasoning for it, don't get me wrong, but it's just really creepy. I just, some random dude that I don't know looking to see my essentially medical documents in some respect, proof of a medical thing, not a procedure, but like proof of a vaccination, basically. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, it just creeped me out. So there's a lot of adjustment in it for me. Um, but yeah, I totally understand it. Actually, talking about creepy COVID stuff, I just saw a video from a really famous YouTuber called the $1 Million Bogan. Somebody I follow. I quite like his stuff. It's pretty good. I kind of love him and hate him. It's hard to, but I can't take my eyes off his stuff. He rides Harleys and stuff. He's good. But anyway, he did a video where he's in hotel quarantine, the police hotel quarantine in, I would say, Victoria. But anyway, so he's in hotel quarantine, or was in hotel quarantine. And he put up his most recent video was a guy going absolutely berserk in the room next to him because he wanted to leave, obviously. But he had 12 hours left to go. And anyway, between the jigs and the reels, the guy got arrested. So he got taken out of hotel quarantine and put in jail instead because he trashed the hotel room. And I think he had some other outstanding warrants or charges or something. So yeah, he was his own worst enemy. But it was really creepy. Just the whole vibe was weird. But anyway, yeah, so it's really interesting. Frank Perry, my old buddy, he says, "Hello, my friend, long time no see. You made my day, Frank." I'm delighted to hear that, buddy. Like I must say, I won't get into the details because it's nobody else's business. But Frank, I've been thinking about you a lot, my friend. I really, really have. And it's great for us to be able to keep in touch so regularly on Facebook and stuff like that. But yeah, just want you to know that, man. Just in case you were ever wondering, you're in my thoughts all the time. And I just think you're a fighter, and you're a lot tougher than you give yourself credit for. You're you're awesome, man. I have a lot of respect for you, and I have a lot of respect for how open you are, and how prepared you are to meet things head on. And that's all I'll say. But just know you're in my thoughts all the time. There's not a day goes by. Yeah, just bear that in mind. Tango, good to see you, my friend. Tango says, "How's your motorcycle riding going? Got a license yet?" Yes, so I have my license sorted out finally. Now I need to transfer it for my Irish license, but that's okay. We'll get there. So I actually just sold my motorcycle the other day. I had to drive up the country to drop it off to a guy. Really nice guy, his first bike, so he's super excited. And I told him, like, if he needs any help with it, let me know. And hopefully in a couple of days, I'm going to go and pick up my new bike, and I'm so excited about it. There's a local motorcycle club that I'm kind of involved with a little bit. I just got made an official hang around, which is like the first step in joining an MC. And so that was great honor. They're really great guys, really lovely bunch of lads. And yeah, so basically I got hooked up with a really nice little Harley. Some guy had it, never rode it. He used to ride it from his house to the city and back on sunny Sundays, and that was it. The bike is immaculate. So I'm so excited. It's actually it's a dream come true for me, actually. It's a lifetime ambition. And now I'm there. So that's a huge feather in my cap. Something that I didn't think would ever really happen, to be honest, because of illness and other issues over my life. So massive feather in my cap, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to share it with you guys too. It's going to be great. So on that ticket, I have got some things I wanted to talk about before we get over to the premiere. So the Irish Demon Reloaded channel is going to get repurposed, actually. So the Irish Demon Reloaded channel is going to become The Lost Irishman. And I'm going to be filming some documentaries over there. And I have a few lined up already. And I actually just kind of finalized some of one of the ones I'm looking forward to most. So there's this lady called Mona Best, and she owns a bed and breakfast, which is like a little roadside hotel down in West Cork, some of the most beautiful parts of Ireland. And it was voted Ireland's strangest bed and breakfast. And I can tell you now, strange is an understatement. It is strange for sure, but it's awesome. So it's full of all these really weird and wonderful things, and she's she's an artist actually in a lot of respects. She, for example, on the bedside tables, you get a copy of the Bible and a copy of 50 Shades of Grey, like on top of each other. So it's like she has all of these kind of thought-provoking art pieces. It's hard to explain, but so we were finalizing the dates. I think it's going to be probably in the next 2 weeks that we're going to be going down there. And I'll probably, hopefully, have the Harley by then, and I'll be able to ride down on the bike and show you some of the beautiful scenery of West Cork, and get my first documentary under my belt. So I'm really excited to do that. Um, so that was the other thing. I'm going to do a Kickstarter to help me to be able to fund the future documentaries and equipment and things like that. Not a big one. I don't need an awful lot of money for it. Just to help cover the cost of, like overnight stays that I might have to do. I mean, Ireland's a small country, so you can pretty much drive everywhere in one day. But we have another trip already ready to go. We're going to be camping in a fairy fort. And I'm so excited. The gentleman who owns the farm, he's a land healer, a traditional land healer, and he has a lot of connection with the fairies and leprechauns and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be going up there learning about that and actually sleeping in a real fairy fort where people have experienced some really strange phenomena. So I'm really excited to try that out and see, because you guys know me, I'm a skeptic. So if it's legit, I'll let you know how I feel, and then we'll try and dissect it after. So yeah, I've got some really interesting documentaries ready to go. The cost factor isn't huge, so I'll do a small Kickstarter to try get that moving. I reckon I've got about 10 documentaries in the works that I'm already kind of working on. They're mini docs, so I mean they won't take a huge amount of time to make, but significant enough cost and things like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna start that up soon. I'm thinking maybe a couple of thousand or something will cover everything for the year pretty much. So it'll be awesome. And my plan then ultimately down the line, if the documentaries do well and they, bring in some level of money or whatever, that my goal then would be to whatever funds that I would get in my Kickstarter campaign, once I start to kind of make money from those documentaries down the line, that I will be able to use the same amount of money that I got from my Kickstarter and give it out to other Kickstarters for people for creative endeavors, particularly because that's what I love. I love it. Like I recently came across a young man here in Cork. He's a TikToker, which I now am, by the way. I went viral on TikTok as well, by the way. But this young guy, he's really good. He does a lot of vox pop stuff. So he goes out in the street and he asks people questions, and he's really, really funny. So I'd love to, maybe when my stuff starts going well, to be able to actually invest in him as a kind of an angel investor, I guess. Just give him a few $100 to get, a better microphone and yada yada. So that's the plan anyway, once my stuff gets up and running anyway. But I'll probably announce the Kickstarter in the next few days once I have more time to kind of actually sit down and write it out properly and write out the plan properly and things like that. And a few of you have already shown your support in that respect, and I really appreciate that. Actually, in fact, the support that I got over the past few weeks towards making documentaries has almost entirely paid for the overnight stay at the bed and breakfast. So, because I think that's like €100 for the night, which is pricey enough for one night, but it's such an amazing place that it's going to be completely worth it. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So let me see here now. Oh yeah, Tango motorcycle road trip. Let's do it, man. Um, yeah, we could do like West Cork and the Ring of Kerry. That'd be awesome. Hit me up anytime. I'm down for it. Yunner says West Cork is amazing. Drove along the coast to Glengarriff, which is one of my favorite towns in the world, over the summer. Then over to Macroom and back to Cork in one day. That is a big run. I was just in Macroom like 3 days ago, actually. I had to deliver some stuff down there. And when I got to Macroom, the farmer that I was delivering the stuff to, just a little bit of machinery or whatever, he was like this old farmer, basically. And so I was like, so where am I delivering it to? He was like, I had it down to Macroom. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I know Macroom quite well because I grew up not far from there and used to go there and play hurling and stuff. And so I rang him And I was like, okay, I'm in Macroom now. Where do I go? Here you go down the long road now and you take left and then you'll come to a roundabout and then you'll find a small boreen. And a boreen is a really tight, narrow road, usually with a green strip of grass up the middle. And yeah, this little boreen went on for about 15 miles. That's not being hyperbolic. It was literally a 15-mile long boreen. And got to the top of it, was on a gravel track in a mountain. Literally, I'm not even kidding. The views were magnificent. And so, yeah, it was actually almost down by Mill Street, that kind of direction. So it was quite a drive. And I had to reverse the van from his farmyard gate back up the road probably a mile and a half before I was able to do a U-turn. So it was quite an experience, and the van picked up a few scratches, but she was all good. She was all good at the end. But yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Really excited about it. Frank Perry says, "Are you using the same PayPal?" I am for the moment. I need to find out if I can change regions with PayPal or if that will mess everything up. I'm not really sure. I might just leave it alone for now and then set up a separate one and then slowly transition to the other, maybe, or something like that. Micro Raptor says, "Sorry, Demon. Limey and Copper Wasp distracted me with prawn." As in the word that starts with P that's like torn, but with a P instead of a T that I can't say on YouTube. I would like to see this prawn that has distracted you so much. Um, Godless Scummer says, "That voice you did reminded me of an old Dave Allen routine." Oh, I love Dave Allen. Dave Allen is one of the best Irish Australian comedians of all time. They call him Irish Australian because he lived in Australia for so long, or he worked there for so long. Um, 3-point turns are a thing. Not on a tiny boreen, they're not. I can assure you. This road was. I had about an inch and a half gap either side. So yeah, no chance of a 3-pointer there. It was nuts up that road, and potholes the size of lakes. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, it was pretty crazy up there. What was the other? What was the other thing? Oh, so I need to create a new PayPal. Okay. Well, I'll just use the one I have for now, and then when the time comes, I'll just make a new one, I guess. That's a great idea. And yeah, I've had actually Johnny just reminded me there with what he said. There's been issues with my YouTube subscriptions. So for any of you out there who are creators and I was a member of your channel, I am now not a member of your channel, and the only reason that I'm not is because there's issues with my PayPal. So I no longer have PayPal Premium, which is driving me mental because I have to listen to ads, which I hate. I know, ad blocker, but I don't watch YouTube on my computer. I only pretty much watch it on my phone or my iPad. And I usually turn off my screen and stick it in my pocket and listen to like videos while I'm working or whatever, and I can't do that, which is so annoying. Um so anyway, uh oh, I remember that one. God was coming in the name of the Father and the Son and into the hole he goes. Yeah, that was Dave Allen was brilliant. He was a very good religious commentator. He said about religion that people who believe in God would say about atheists something to the effect of, "You're like a blind man in a black dark room with no lights on looking for a black cat that isn't there." And he said, "The only difference between you and me is that you're like a blind man in a dark room, um, but you found the black cat that isn't there." Basically, the guy was a comedic genius, but he was also a really clever commentator. Absolute tour de force in terms of kind of emotive comedy, I guess you could call it. Like, would really poke holes in people. Um, Let me see. Copperwash says, "I hate having to keep the screen on, but not 11.99. It's worth of hate." It is for me. It is. I know that seems like really like I'll happily pay not to watch the ads, but genuinely, it is enough for me to pay to do that. I would rather pay to not have ads on YouTube than have Netflix because I don't really use Netflix. I watch Downton Abbey on Netflix, and that's about it. Guilty pleasure. I love Downton Abbey. Nimrod says, hello, how the hell are you? I'm doing really good, man. I hope you're doing well too. It's been a long time. I hope you're good. Let me see here now. What else have we got? So we're just about a half an hour away from the premiere. So this video, I may as well just talk about this briefly. So this video is done in response to a guy called Jake the Asshole, who took on Simon Dan, and he took on Creaky Blinder after Creaky Blinder came to rescue Simon Dan. Not that he needed it. So actually, Creaky Blinder makes a legit appearance in this video, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. It's actually really funny as well, the appearance that he makes. So yeah, I think you guys will like it. So I really appreciate him doing it at like literally the last second. I was like, hey man, can you film this quick thing? He was like, no problem, mate. And he immediately sent me the video, so I can't thank him enough for that. It was awesome. Dr. Osiris says Downton backs up slowly towards the door. Mrs. Demon is a huge Downton Abbey fan. Not in a weird way, but she just loves the show. So she doesn't know this yet, and she won't watch this back. So I'm not worried about telling you guys, and she's having a nap right now. And so next, whenever I get the chance, I guess in the spring, I'm actually going to take her to the castle itself. I can't remember what it's called. And we're going to the village, which is about an hour away, called Bampton, and we're going to be staying Brampton or Bampton. Anyway, we're going to be staying there for a night, so I'm really excited. Stop calling me. Oh yeah, stop calling me, you Welsh weirdo. I love that. So yeah, Creaky jumps in for a couple of seconds of my video, and yeah, he's great, always is. Jesus, Nimrod says, I've been better, nearly died twice and a few weeks in hospital, but yeah, doing just fine. Didn't you have surgery recently, Nimrod? Forrest Pfeiffer says, I'm convinced Jake is just trying badly to be a comedian and failing. That's actually one of the conclusions that I come to, Forrest Pfeiffer. But I'm still not sure. And I'm not saying that he's not a Poe because I'm trying to keep the illusion going so that I have things to make videos about. I have too many things to make videos about. The reason I think it is because some of the talking points he brings up have been debunked to death. You might be thinking to yourself watching this, but hasn't it all been debunked to death? Yes, but he's bringing up stuff that has been just blown completely out of the park. Like the Tim Peake blue screen crosshatch thing, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's I think there's a potential that he could be, but then other things make me think that he's not. It's a tough one. But he's built quite a brand on it. I'll give him that. I mean, the guy has how many subscribers? Actually, I need to look at the subscriber to view ratio kind of thing. What's his name? Jake the asshole. Let's have a look here. So his view count is so he's got 40,000 subscribers, which is fucking good. Like, you give him that, right? So like his most recent video, Idiot Globe Earther Gets Destroyed, the one about Simon Dan and Creaky Blinder, got 6.1 thousand views. Let me see. Losing Faith in Humanity, Too Hot for This Platform, I dread to think. Hell Down Under, let me see. Like, he's got one here, Genius Explains Why Earth is Not Flat. So that one's got 7,000 views or so. Blue Origin Space Flight Exposed has got 12,000. Wow, that's actually... So yeah, he's got impressive numbers. I mean, I'm not gonna take that away from the guy. He's got one here. This video must go viral, which did go viral. It's 131,000 views. I gotta have a look at this. Hold on. I'm just gonna mute it so I can make sure it's not anything. Looks like some mask Karens, some anti-mask Karens or something. Oh, I gotta take a look at that in a minute. That might be something good to make a video about. So yeah, he had a pretty impressive viral streak with a few videos there. So he had another one that said, Dinosaur Sex, Is It Real or Fake? 113,000 views. Has Dave Chappelle been replaced by a clone? 390,000 views. Mars Landing Exposed, 196,000 views. So for a flat earther, if he is one, he's a bloody mainstream one. You give him that. Um, yeah. So it looks like his most popular video is "Has Dave Chappelle been replaced by a clone?" Um, that was a few. That was a number of years ago, though. That came out in 2018 when YouTube was still kind of cool with conspiracy stuff. Um, yeah. So there you go. There you go. Fair play to him. I mean, credit where credit is due. Pulling those kind of numbers is really impressive. So I give him that. Godless Scummer, thank you so much. Says, as it's been a while. All right, I'll do it properly. I'm doing this for £2. I actually even have the chair, the kind of like Father Jack chair, Drink, fat, ass, girls. My favorite Father Jack quote has to be when he's what was it? He was a judge of a wet t-shirt contest, and he's just sitting there like looking at them all, like creepy looking at him, and then he just goes up to the microphone and goes, "More water." I fucking love that so much. We still got to do that Father Ted night. Actually, that would be really fun. Actually, Johnny O and JL, if you guys are still both watching, I'm not sure if Tony is watching. I doubt it because it'd be really late for him. We need to do a Father Ted night, the four of us, where we dress as priests. I think that would be hilarious. And actually, funnily enough, JL kind of looks like a Russian Orthodox priest. Tony just looks like a priest, actually, now that I think of it. He looks like a retired priest. Sorry, Tony, that's so nasty. But no, Tony just kind of looks like a priest. I look like, how did that guy get into the priesthood? And Johnny O looks like, holy shit, the church is on fire because this guy is a priest. Although, I'm not really sure how JL or Johnny could dress up as priests, because ultimately they would be wearing a black shirt with a collar that you wouldn't be able to see because of the beards anyway. So, yeah. Like, yeah, I think Tony's the most priestly. What do you guys think? Let me know in the side chat. Who's the most priestly? Like, Tony, if somebody showed me a picture of Tony and I didn't know him and they said, oh, this is Tony, Father Tony, instead of Dr. Tony, this is Father Tony, I'd be like, okay. I wouldn't question that. If they showed me a picture of me and said, this is Father John, I'd be like, okay, he looks a bit young and a bit trendy and sexy to be a priest, but okay, I can see it. This is Father J.L. Warren. Oh, like some weird religion? No, just a Catholic father. Are you sure? And then this is Father the plot hole. What the fuck? You see what I mean? Oh yeah, we can wear the hat. Yeah, the old like the mitre, I think it's called. And then there's the 4.1 that priests used to wear. Christian Brothers, I think, used to wear. But it's getting warm in here. Actually, someone must have turned the heating on. But yeah, PhD Tony is a priest. I'm down for that. Who else wants to see that fucking party? That'd be awesome. But Tony, I hope you're feeling better, by the way. Where's this? I've got a. Shit, I can't play it like that, can I? Dang it. Never mind. They have this thing on Sunday called the Four Beardsmen. You should check it out. I know we haven't done it in a few weeks. We're still trying to figure out the best time to do it, because me being over here makes it easier in some respects and then more difficult in other respects. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Because we got to get the Beardsmen back up and running, because there's literally no better show on the internet. I'm sorry, Joe Rogan, but we got you beat, my friend. Somebody, I love brick. I love my brick. The other one is feck off cop. Would you like a nice cup, Father? Feck off cop. That. What was it? Oh yeah, that would be an ecumenical matter. I love that one, man. When he's trying to teach him how to say simple priestly terms so he doesn't get them in trouble. It's like that would be, and then he punches him. It's awesome. Jason Hyde says, talking about priests and Irish demon gets all hot. You know it, baby. Skeptic Dank says Irish Demon would be a youth pastor with his pierced ears and tattoos. Probably chaperones teenagers to Christian rock concerts. Christian and rock are two words that should be nowhere near each other. I think it was Billy Connolly, one of the greatest comedians of all time, said that same thing, that Christian and rock should be kept as far away from each other as possible. He was like, Christian rock is, or like, rock is supposed to be like, I am the devil and I want to fuck your mother. Whereas Christian rock is like, wow, he is my savior. And it's like, oh, God. Christian rock is the cringiest shit on earth. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to Christians. Not at all. Not at all. In fact, some of the most beautiful music ever written is Christian music. Some of the greats in classical music are Christian based or whatever. So, I mean, I'm not taking that away from them. But Christian rock is the cringiest shit ever written, man. It's so cringe. And it's a shame. It's like, stop trying to ruin a good thing, man. It really just fucks it all up. But anyway, Christian rock. Is there any good? Try Christian death metal. What? How does that even... I gotta look this up. Christian death metal. Oh, no. Anti-Demon. The first band that comes up is called Anti-Demon. No shit. That's like my anti-demon, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to get copyright for this, but anyway. Let's have a quick listen. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Get on with it. Get on with it. That, how, I don't know. Anyway, his cross is the wrong way around. It's meant to be upside down, right? That's weird, man. Colin says, after looking into Jake, he's a Poe. He doesn't believe any of the shit he says. He does it for the views. Any topic that he can get views from. He may have 40,000 subscribers, but views per month are in the toilet. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I had that kind of impression too. So I'm guessing he's going to make a response video to me. My prediction is that he's going to bring up the fact that my name is Irish Demon, probably some homophobic shit. You guys know how it goes. But yeah, Christian death metal, to me is the weirdest stuff ever. Like, that makes no sense. But who am I to judge? Well, I judge all the time. It's kind of what I do. But whatever. Check out Striper 80s hairband Christian rock. That I can understand a bit more. I think I've seen Striper and they're actually pretty dope. I love hair metal, man. Hair metal is so much fun. Yeah, I've seen these guys, man. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, do unto others. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna knock it and be like, no, there's no such thing as good Christian rock. But isn't there some big band that's actually Christian rock and people didn't realize it was Christian rock or something like that? But yeah, I'd like to do like maybe a reaction video to Christian rock or something like that. That'd be pretty funny. Try searching for Monochrome Effect by Perfume. I will definitely check that out. Unbelievably catchy. Okay, I'll check that out. Creed. Yeah, Creed were a bit religious. I remember somebody saying that before. But there was a band that... weren't the Jonas Brothers quite religious? But I think that was more in their personal life. But anyway... the plot hole. Johnny O says, I saw some Christian death metal band a few years ago. Held a prayer, praise Jesus, now get in the death pit. That sounds more like it. Sent you his Social Blade page on DM. Let's have a look at his Social Blade. Oh yeah, Discord. I forgot about Discord. I haven't really been using it. I've been kind of like glancing and then not seeing it and forgetting, and you guys know. You guys know the circle that is my brain. Let's have a look here. Oh, all right. So he's had 58,000 views in the last 30 days, which is down 95.7%. Like 58,000 views is nothing to be sniffed at. That's quite impressive. But if you look at the data, there's some days where he had massive amounts of views. His weekly average is about 13,000, which is definitely more than me, but like my weekly average, I think is like maybe, I actually don't even know. Like I would guess based on the amount of videos I put out, maybe 6,000. That's again, that's just a guess. So like considering I've got way less than half the subscribe, less than a quarter of the subscribers he has, almost an eighth of the subscribers he has. That's, yeah, it doesn't look great for him, does it? But yeah, as you guys were saying, as I was saying actually, because I'm the genius here, he had a few big hits that he got lucky with, I think, and now he's just trying to win that back. I had a big hit the other day. Let's have a look at what the numbers are. I was so excited. I had a TikTok video up, right? And the TikTok video it went from 0 to 20,000 views in like a day, right? So I was so excited that my video had just exploded and I was going to be this big famous TikToker with 20,000 views. And now it's at 154,000 views in like 3 days. I was like, what? That's insane. It just exploded. Johnny O, have a good lunch, my friend. Talk to you later. Have a munch for me. So yeah, I have one video that has gone to 154,000 views. Like that's nuts. And I was like, it was the first or second video I've ever put up on TikTok. So I was like, holy shit, like how did it go so big? So I was like, as the actress said to the bishop. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna milk this. Let's see if we can, because what I found out was that I was kind of figuring, if I get followers on TikTok, which is like all the rage with the kids now, just ask Riley. Yeah, I was thinking get on TikTok, and that can drive traffic towards YouTube. It doesn't seem to have worked yet, but we'll give it a go. I don't think you can make money as easily on TikTok. So, but for the amount of outlay of time that it takes, like literally, 30 seconds for a video and a couple of seconds to write a few hashtags, it's worth giving it a go. It's a bit of fun. I never really liked the idea of TikTok so much, but it seems to have changed significantly now. When it came out first, it was all this like dance shit and it was just boring. I couldn't sit there and watch it. But now there's actually some really funny stuff on there. There's one where it's a soldier that does dad jokes and it is just hilarious. But I wouldn't be able to actually sit there and flick through TikTok. It would bore me way too much. I literally just have like one or two people on TikTok that I like. I see what they've got out for the day. I upload my videos, get a couple of 100,000 views, and then move on. Wish I got a couple of 100,000 views every day. What's this? I have no idea what this is. 2 seconds here, guys. I don't know what this is. What the fuck is Work Pro? The hell is that? Ah. Sorry about this, guys. This seems to be an important email, but I don't know who that is. I think it's my former insurer for law enforcement insurance, because it's really hard to get life insurance if you work in law enforcement. So yeah, that's what that was. That's fine. No, yeah, never mind. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I've got my premiere coming up in just a minute. It was actually a lot of fun to make. However, I will just give just a bit of forewarning, or 5 warning. It might be a little bit slow because I was feeling quite sick when I made it, so I was kind of trying to battle through as much as I could, and yeah. So yeah, it might be a little bit slow, but enjoy it as much as you can. And all I ask is that if you get a chance, guys, like it, comment as well. Commenting is one of the best things you can do, but the very best thing that you can do when it comes to supporting a creator or anything like that is to actually share the video. It doesn't matter where you share it to. It seems like YouTube prefer you sharing on Facebook if you do have Facebook. Share it on there, even just with your own friends. Share it in groups because the algorithm seems to like videos that are shared elsewhere on other platforms, particularly Twitter and Facebook. The reason for that is and Reddit apparently. If you share on Reddit, apparently it gives creators a huge bump. So I'd really appreciate that. The reasoning behind it, or the theory behind it, is that when something's shared on another platform, you're indicating to YouTube that, okay, I've liked this video and I've commented on it, and in fact I've liked it so much that I'm now going to go and share it with other people and bring them to the platform to watch this video. So if you want to support the channel and the video, then definitely just share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, wherever you're at. I don't think you can share on Instagram or TikTok, but doesn't matter, wherever you can. If you have a YouTube channel yourself and you'd like to share it in your community tab, if you have a community tab, I'd really appreciate that. There are probably some of you watching that don't what was I gonna say? Holy shit, man, my brain is frazzed, dude. There's some of you probably watching that would have channels that you'd be able to share it on, and you might have subscribers that I don't have, and vice versa. So you know what I mean. We can help support each other that way. But yeah, definitely, if you can share it, I'd really appreciate that. Or any groups you might be on Facebook that allow video sharing and things like that. What's that? Dr. Cyrus. What is that emoji? I can't really see it from here because my glasses are in another place. Oh wait, here it is. Moderator love. Hey, I like that. That's nice. Was it two people hugging or some shit? Is it? I'm not really sure. It looks like two people hugging or two people kissing. Maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're nearing that time. Just a couple of minutes. The premiere's ready to go. And I'd really appreciate you guys' support. So as I said, there's loads of ways you can support the channel. You can become a member. You can become a subscriber if you're not already. Liking, commenting. Commenting is a big one. What I'd appreciate guys doing, if you could go in and comment on the video and then also respond to other people's comments. That helps drive it up. It's all those little things that you can do. And again, the other ways you can support the channel, becoming a member, becoming a Patreon, things like that. It goes without saying that all of those little things together combined help to push the channel up and get us bursting back on the scene. Because as you guys know, I've been dormant for a little while and YouTube kicks your ass for that. So I think my most recent video only got 1,000 views, or actually less than 1,000 views, whereas usually it would be like 1,000 views in the first day. So definitely any little way that you guys can help support the channel is greatly appreciated, especially at the moment when I'm trying to build it back up and get going again and start the other channel going and so on and so forth. So anyway, before we go, anybody in the house that's new, is there anybody watching right now that has access safely to the side chat? Obviously, if you're not driving, you know what I mean. Drop a message in the side chat if you've never commented before or you want to say hello. Drop a message in the side chat. I'd be happy to say hello to any new people whose name maybe I haven't come across before. I'm always eager to meet new people and excited by it too, because it lets me know where people are in the world. It lets me know kind of where where people's point of view may be. That helps me kind of focus and push my channel in a certain way. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that. So anyway, yeah, just a couple of minutes to go and we'll get this show on the road. I'm excited for you guys to see this video because it'll actually be a bit of fun as well. So I'll see you guys in the side chat. Hopefully it'll be an automatic redirect from here. So there you go. Who have we got? Sable Eagle. Who's that? I've never heard of them before. What's that emoji? Is that a badger? That's adorable. Badgers are mean as shit though, man. Like, where I grew up, there's a lot of badgers. A ton of badgers, man. And yeah, we were always warned about them when we were kids. Like, because if you get bitten by a badger, those motherfuckers don't let go. They do not let go when they bite you. But the worst part is they have like a lot of bacteria and stuff in their mouth. So if they bite you, it can mess you up all sorts of ways. So yeah, I'm not a fan of badgers, but they're kind of cool at the same time. But anyway, let's get out of here, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a tremendous day, and I hope you enjoy this video because I certainly had a lot of fun making it, even though I was really sick. But I'm feeling way better now. I'm sure as soon as this is over, I'll collapse into a heap on the floor, trembling and crying, and probably watching videos about motorbikes and stuff like that. Um, Hi, I'm Judy. I don't think I've ever seen you before, Judy. Oh, Judy, you're a star. Thor Rasmussen, good to see you right at the end, unfortunately. But do go catch up. Yeah, it'd be great to catch up again. I'm going to be doing more live streams because I've finally started to wind down with a lot of the outside work that I've had to do in the house here. And yeah, so it's all finally starting to wind down. So there's going to be a lot more live streams, just back to the way it used to be. Getting back to like daily live streams and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys enjoy it and being back with me and catching up and having a good time. But anyway, over to the premiere. Lads and lassies, good, me good, Macarda, and I will see you the next time. Sláinte.